Here's Craig Munson. I got workout regiments in there. I'll talk about a little bit about my life story. Okay, the beginning, the middle, but I'm supposed to be doing another book to talk about the traveling that I did, the good things that I did in my life. Okay, in this I didn't dwell on no kind of gang activity. No. Okay, I'm sure I was in a gang. It didn't last for 3 years, right? But the repercussions from the avenue is still alive today, because, you know, I am the one who gave them their name. Okay, all right, thank you.
aiNt TV, Channel 1.
What age range are you from your siblings? The oldest, the youngest, what's the age gap?
I'm the third boy. I'm the third boy.
Third to the youngest or third to the oldest?
Third, my brother. I got a brother that's older than me. The brother under
Years.
my brother. I'm gonna say my brother is probably like 4 years older than me. Then I got one that's probably 2 years older than me. Then I have two sisters younger than me. Then I have a younger brother.
How many years is the sister?
My sister is right up under me. She's 1 year. And then we had almost a 10-year gap between my little sister and little brother, where it was just the four of us growing up.
Let me ask you something. With that type of gap, are you close to them, or is it kind of?
It was hard, right? And my mother was the type of woman, she thought about stuff like you just asked me, that way before we could even know. When my mother had my little sister, she hurried up and had another child just so they can have, because she knew in a certain amount of years we was gonna be grown and gone. I was already, by the time my little sister and my little brother was born, I'd already started gangbanging. I was already easing on to the street.
When your parents started having kids, how old were they?
I'm gonna say they had my brother, my oldest brother, they brought him from Chicago. My mom, even though my dad from Mobile, Alabama, he was in the Navy. So he was shipped in Chicago. She went to Chicago for school and they met. They ended up having my brother. And then from there they moved to Los Angeles.
What age range? Like, was they still teenagers, like 19, 18, or?
I'm gonna say probably in their 20s, early 20s maybe.
So your dad was a Navy man.
Yeah, he's a Navy man.
Is that the reason why they was able to get? Did y'all live in the projects?
Well, no, we never actually lived in the project. We moved to the project with one of my mom's cousins, my aunt. We really, when we moved, there was a project, then we moved down the street from the projects, where I was born. We moved down the street from the projects on 108 and between Compton and Central. My people stayed up in there. That was before it was any gangs over there. You know, it wasn't even gangs over there then, because I was born.
Did you have other family there, like aunts, uncles?
Yeah.
And if so, how many?
Well, my grandmother's sister, two of her sisters, one of them stayed in the 50s, one of them stayed on 108. That's the reason how we got there. Because my grandmother say, hey, your aunt say, come out here. So they didn't know, they young, but they know they don't want to start a family and grow up in the South. Because like I say, at that time in the 60s, the migration was happening. Probably like in the late 50s, early 60s, people was coming to California.
Like I was saying, was there other family members, like do you consider yourself close to your aunts and uncles and them, or cousins?
Yeah, we was really close. We was close. You know, it was the same country type family moved out west. They was helping. They was part of the village, helping to raise us. we was getting raised. My mom, she was looking for work, and my dad, I'm not for sure what year that, you know, I should be better knowledgeable on this if I'm gonna teach you guys about my past, but my dad got a job early at Los Angeles Times, and to them, that was a good job. We was able to buy a house, you know, and I know his GI loan helped, but we was able to buy a house early. Now we got away from the projects and living there. We bought a house where I was still a baby.
They actually gave him his GI loan at that time?
Yeah.
What was this, in the 70s?
Yeah. No, it's probably like before. Cause they got the house. I was born, but this was probably still in the 60s. My dad only did his 2 years and out.
The area that you guys lived at, the house your dad bought, was that considered a red line or a green line? It was the red line, right? Was that considered a red line area?
Well, we was considered, I ain't gonna say well off, but a lot better than, cause we never actually had our own place in the projects. We stayed with my aunt for as long as, until, you know, with no pressure, you need to get out, till they was able to purchase that house. That was the first house they purchased in Los Angeles on 116th and San Pedro.
What did you do that was fun as a child? What was you into as a child? What was fun to you?
Oh man, I was active, man. I used to love to run and, you know, run through people's backyard, raid their fruit. You know what I'm saying? I was into raiding fruit. You know, like I said, I was never into stealing nothing. I wasn't never really thievish, me or none of my brothers. So back at that time, we was more into community sports. Back in that time, my community I stayed in, they used to go wade like blocks and play these dudes in football. I was too little to even play, but they'll let me follow long as it wasn't too far in case something happened and they had to run back or whatever. This was like maybe like early 70s. This might have been before I even started school. You know what I'm saying? This might have been breaking out of the 60s or early 70s, you know what I'm saying?
What school did you go attend?
My first school, I went straight to 118th Street School.
And then from there?
From there, Gompers Junior High, and then Locke. Them the only schools I went to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to no other school. Once I got kicked out of Locke for good, I was done. Mom's like, well, maybe we can go. Nah, Mom, look, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, it's time for me to start hanging and banging. I started banging probably right before I got the Gompers in 76. I already, put it like this, I was looking for a hood to see from, but I had a blue rag already. I was a Crip that wasn't from nowhere.
What made you want to go into that type of lifestyle?
I told you, when I seen them dudes moving, I was born just waiting to do that. When I got me a blue rag, I was hanging it this far, and I wasn't even from nowhere. When I got the Gompers, a dude hit me up, and I remember telling him, I said, man, I ain't from nowhere, but I'm a Crip though. You know what I'm saying? Dude say, hey man, come over there with me. Now, I would have been from where I lived at, but my mom was really, really strict. My mom was a church woman, a Christian. She was hard on me. So when I started banging, I went across town where I was doing my thing and coming home, tucking my rag and coming in the house. By the time she found out what I was doing, it was too late. I was already, you know, it was too late.
Let me ask you something. You was in high school in the 70s, huh? 70s?
I was in junior. I think I started high school probably like 79, 80.
Okay, how was high school? Locke is in Watts, right?
Yeah.
How was high school in Watts in the 80s? How was it? I'm talking about when you go to school, what pressures that you had to deal with.
Listen, that school there And I know a lot of schools, y'all got history, Fremont, big history, Washington, Jordan Downs, but Locke, listen, man, Locke was tough, man. Locke was the type of school, man, it was just really like cripped out. It was some damos came for a minute, but back in them days, that's what it was all about. Damos and Crips. I don't even remember having beef with a bunch of Crips. We hung out with everybody. But like I say, when I moved towards where I started banging from, I'm the type of person, it's all or nothing. It's even a time in my life I got lost in this to the fact that I felt you don't prove your loyalty for what you love until you die for it.
What was the G code at that time?
The code was, man, listen, man, you had to stand up. You had to be, every man was accountable for his motherfucking thing. If somebody seen that you wouldn't have it, we either gonna beat it in you or beat you out of there.
What you talking about?
Like if you showed any, I mean, like Nut said, I remember I heard him say, like, if something happened to somebody and it was time for us to go, if you hesitated, it was knowledged. If you didn't jump up and say, if you be like, oh man, mom's might, boy, listen.
It's like if
Come over here.
Specific time.
Come on. Pass the mic real quick.
I can hear you. I can get on this side.
Yeah.
It's just like at that Pacific.
You can hold the mic too. Wait, go ahead, talk.
Go ahead. At that Pacific time, you know, it's like if you didn't participate in what was going on, you was like booted out the hood. You know what I mean?
Quick.
So you or you would have to, you know, bounce out. You know what I mean? So by you staying over there didn't carry much weight if you didn't participate. So you had to participate and get involved in what's going on. You know what I mean? Because it's all about manpower back in that day. So if it was more than us than them, we had power. We ran them off the block. You see what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you something too, man. When you dealing with a lot of Watts and East Side hoods, if you wasn't from the project where you was forced to have.
Wait, real quick, when you say East Side, you mean South Central, right?
No, I mean like.
Wait, real quick.
Well, they called it that, I guess.
Let me clear this up. What is considered the West Side and the East Side when brothers been talking about it in LA?
I consider the West Side across the freeway.
Where's that at?
The 110.
And what city is that?
That's all LA. All that's LA.
Like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, when they were saying South Central, they was talking about what, mid, like.
What it mean about South Central in that terms is you got like Locke, you got like Fremont, you got like Jordan Down. You know, that area, all in that area is considered South Central. You see what I'm saying? And you going back towards west, you talk about Washington High School, that's like going back west, going back that way, you know what I mean?
And then like I say, to me the freeway, the 110 freeway, because when you cross that, that's when you start like getting into where the Hoover Hoods is at, the West Side gangs.
So everything on this side above the 110 is West Side.
Yeah.
Everything under the 110 going towards
Going west. Going east.
No, yeah, east and west.
That's all East Side.
Yeah, if you're going east, it's going like east side.
Yeah,
West,
east side.
you're going like Washington High, you're going back that way.
And then Compton is Compton.
Compton is Compton.
Going like Centennial. So,
But see, you have to also notice something, because I don't want to take from nobody and have nobody like, oh, because doing the map, as the map is considered the address map, if you go off of the address map, they do Main Street. Cross Main starts west. When you cross Main Street, if your address is 105th and woo woo woo, it's gonna be west soon as you cross Main. Soon as you cross Main, then you're gonna be dealing. That's how some, but to me, I didn't consider it like that. So I don't want to pun nothing from like the Broadway or whatever, because they West Side dudes. But to me, even though y'all claim West Side, you still had East Side mentality. That a lot of the West Side dudes is a little different from their mentality. You know what I'm saying? East Side and West Side mentality is a little different. Even though they saying, okay, we West Side because we Broadway, and if you dealing with the map on Broadway, that's considered West, okay? But you deal with your interchange so much with the East Side dude, you have an East Side mentality, and it's different. You know, then when you start dealing with dudes that deep West, they dress different, they deal different, and it's just a different, we had a different state of mind.
I was about to get into that. What was the, real quick, was it okay to talk back then?
To talk?
Police?
No, it ain't never okay to talk to the police. Because one thing,
to talk to the police,
Yeah.
anything, you know.
yeah, you can't,
So-
because the police is there for a whole different thing than what they there for a civilian.
Let me ask you something. Let's take you guys as teenagers, 17, 18, and you see what 17, 18-year-olds doing nowadays in this generation. Would it be okay with you guys, or would it be against
The policy.
Well, yes,
G code?
So from my point of view of it, that'd be a violation, because what we did, they shouldn't have to come up going through what we went through. So most of us try to set examples for them, you know.
Like this social media stuff, dance, posting your gang banging on social media was that?
No, we ain't doing that.
We never.
Don't do me yet. I ain't ready yet. But ain't no internet cripping, ain't no internet, none of that. We didn't take pictures, we don't talk to the police, we ain't incriminating nobody, we ain't doing none of that shit. What we do in the hood, it stays in the hood. It don't go on TV, it don't go on no radio, don't do none of that shit. And young niggas now today, shit so goofy, you gotta just sit at home and play your video game.